Hey, what's up, everybody? Excuse me. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is going to be Jund League number 6, and I'm going to be running the exact same list that I did in the 5th video because I didn't really feel like I got a good grasp of the power of Lurrus quite yet. I had only casted a handful of times last match, and among those times, they all occurred within, like, I think 1 or 2 matches, and I never really got any loops going. I'm not really playing Lurrus to the full power it could be because I'm not playing any Mishra's Baubles, but that's experimental, and I'm here to see what Lurrus can do without them. So, without further ado, let's look at the metagame that we expect to see on this day, August 3rd, 2020. The only real shift that I've seen in the past 24 hours is Jund is continuing its slow climb down the ranks. We've still got blue-red Blitz coming in at second and blue-white Control coming in at first, packing either the Stoneforge package in the case of Stoneblade or the Stormwing entity in the package of Blitz. So expecting to have good matchups versus the top 2 decks. Coin flip to bad matchups with the next 2 decks in Etron and Uro piles, and then a mix of good and bad down below. So let's jump into a league and see how we do. I think I bottom the bolt there because it's my only redundant piece. Kolaghan's command is going to be super powerful in some matchups, and my other 2 threats are each going to be good in their own way, depending on what we're playing against. So it looks like Ad Nauseum. So Tarmogoyf is going to be relatively strong. Probably the best threat that we've got. Life total doesn't really matter a whole much. I'll go ahead and shock this. Pretty lucky they're on the play. That was a really good draw. Definitely going to do that first to make the Goyf larger. There's an argument to holding it for a closer to combo turn. They do kind of have it all. Alright, so they can't actually cast the Unlife, but it's kind of a big deal if they get to. I'm going to take the Unlife. Make Goyf real big. I could add instant to the yard this turn, but I think I'm going to use the turn to deploy a Grizzly Bear. Alright, so far not terrible. Bloodbraid is going to be good. So they can end of turn spoils for Angel's Grace because they're going to have the Lotus Bloom coming off. So I think I need to Kolaghan's command the Lotus Bloom in their upkeep. They'll probably respond, but they won't have enough mana to do it all unless they've hit a land. Not exactly the spot I'm hoping to be in, but it's kind of the best thing I can do right now. I mean, there's also a chance that the Angel's Grace isn't high enough in their library and I can kill them with damage. So I'll do 2 to them and shatter an artifact. Their hand's kind of redundant, so I don't think having them discard a card is going to do a lot. They're just doing it now. Sure. See if I get lucky. I don't get that lucky. Alright, so they've got Angel's Grace. So I am just dead, right? Because they go for the combo. And, like, I can kill this thing, but in response they just combo kill me. They have 6 mana, that's enough to do it all. I guess I'll make them play it. Right, doing this now doesn't do anything. They just Angel's Grace ad Nas. Can't respond. Alright, I am dead. I suppose I'll see their deck. Don't want that. Anything spicy? So it looks like they're playing the full number of Thassa's Oracle. 1 Lightning Storm, 1 Pact of Negation main, 2 Pact of Negation, sorry. Alright, I'll scoop it now. So it should be a pretty good matchup. Alright, Crater Maker is going to be good. Damping Sphere going to be good. Brutalities are going to be good. Pillages should also be fine. I'm going to have to hope they don't have the ley line. I'm kind of soft to it. I'm not playing Trophy or Decay. So ley line's gonna kind of just get me if they've got it. Gonna have to just assemble a quick clock and hope that's good enough. Lurrus and Ooze definitely seem like some of my weaker threats, but I can't cut too many creatures as I need to kill them somehow. Running 6 also seems pretty weak. Fatal Push does nothing. I think I like Bolt more than the Renin 6 so it can help me steal a race, but if they've got Leyline, then Renin 6 is going to be better. Seems fine. So I guess I pray they don't have Leyline, and if they do, I pray that I have a big Goy fast. So this hand's good. If they have Leyline, it does get a lot worse. But I've got Decay for their first artifact. If they've got Leyline, I have a Bob, and they don't have it, so that's nice. Gonna Inquisition here because they could be taking Lotus Bloom. Alright. So far so good. So that's an awkward land draw because I can't cast Pillage off of it. So I'll just go Forest Bob. Storm count 1, you say? Alright, so give me some Inquisitions, give me some Red Sources, give me some Thought Seizes. Bottom with it. And a Lotus Bloom. Red Sources? Well, I asked for Inquisitions, and I did receive. So, I don't know that I'm actually going to hit anything. But I'm not doing anything else. I have the second one that I can sandbag. I'm not super confident this Bob is going to be fast enough. I'm going to need some help. Where did this go? There we go. Red sources. Liliana is also quite strong. Let's just do that. Start pressuring the hand. And at this point, I think I should just bin a Crater Maker. Actually, Crater Maker can kill an artifact if I need it to. I'm far away from double reds. Let's just bin a Pillage. Probably important to pressure the hand so they can't have maximum cards in their hand by the time they want to Ad Naus combo. So like next turn I could probably Inquisition plus Thoughtseize. What I really don't want to see... Actually, I was going to say I really don't want to see a Phyrexian Unlife, but I've got the Decay for it. Alright, I revealed the Liliana, right? So they know nothing currently. Alright, so I know their hand. Alright, there are the lands. So I can Stomping Ground, cast Crater Maker, and then pop it on Lotus Bloom on their upkeep, which may force them to Ad Nauseum immediately. Alternatively, I could just play Tarmogoyf to keep the heat on. I have the Decay to decay the Lotus Bloom, but I think I'm going to want the Decay to kill an Unlife if that comes up. The odds that they cast this Ad Nauseum are pretty high. Just gonna hold up the Decay. Yeah, I don't really think there's a reason to decay this Ad Naus. Decay the Bloom. They don't even need it to cast the Ad Nauseum. They exile the Spirit Guide. Okay. Well, there's an Angel's Grace. They can no longer die this turn. Well, if they cast the Angel's Grace, they can no longer die. Don't think they found the kill yet. They can put the Unlife into play, but I can decay it. If they cast it off of Spirit Guide, they'll have to cast... Actually, no, because they don't have 2 white. I was gonna say that if they cast the Unlife off of Spirit Guide, they'll have mana for Angel's Grace, but they don't have enough white for it. Now they do. So by casting Inquisition, they'll have to Angel's Grace in response, and since it's an instant, they can respond to the City of Rest trigger and not die. I definitely need to make them do it though, so they don't have Angel's Grace anymore. I'll pitch a Ravine, play a Peatland. They'll have to respond with Angel's Grace, which means I'll get to take a Serum Visions. Alright, so let's double check that math. So they have 5 mana in play, 5 lands in play. If I take the Spirit Guide, they won't have enough mana to combo no matter what, because they have to draw another Angel's Grace. And their land is tapped. So I think I should just take the Spirit Guide here, because I kill him next turn anyway. And then there's no point in attacking now because they're Angel's Graced. They're still Angel's Graced, so attacking doesn't do anything. I haven't seen any ley lines in the top 21. Maybe they're not playing them. So yeah, they don't search the library for any reason, so Ashiok's still not going to be good. It's possible I could like exile their Lightning Storm, but they still have the whatchamacallit kill, the double blue creature. Gonna have to ship. This is much better. They've mulliganed to 5. Alright, probably just gonna bottom the Kolaghan's Command here. I can go turn 1 Inquisition, turn 2 Tarmogoyf, turn 3 Pillage. And especially on 5 cards, mana is gonna be a pretty important resource for them. So I'm optimistic that this will go well. They bottomed. Sweet. Alright, now I'm very optimistic. Pillage is going to serve as effectively a time walk here. And it actually means something because I'll have a Tarmogoyf in play. Gonna have to make sure to get red here, so Stomping Ground. So they top bottom. Alright, so this has to be Stomping Ground. I need red for Pillage and green for Tarmogoyf. They top it. Ooh, Liliana's really good. I kind of want to do that first. Start working up towards ultimate. Also pressure their hand. Like, they need 2 cards to actually execute the combo. This K command may be useful and to make him discard a card, but I think Liliana's going to do that plenty. So now what I don't want to see is Phyrexian on life. Phyrexian Unlife means they only need one card in hand to actually execute combo because the other one's in play. Cut him off the most mana possible. Also make Goyf big. I guess they had Artifact already from my Inquisition on turn 1. So now what they need is to draw Phyrexian Unlife. And then draw Ad Nauseum. Too tall of an order. Just gonna keep my good curve and lands to cast them. Oh, is it a repeat? My hand's like pretty okay versus Ad Nauseum. That's the new one. And it goes bottom. Thoughtseize is excellent. Hopefully Bob keeps the disruption coming while providing a steady clock. Gonna need a faster one because 10 turns is not exactly ideal. It's a good draw. Alright, so again, we know the hand. So I should probably just Thoughtseize to prevent the kill. Well, it's not actually a kill with just the Angel's Grace, right? Like, they need to find a way to deck themselves too. So they have to Spoils of the Vault for something. So I mean, yeah, Spoils of the Vault could be the thing that kills me if they just Spoils and just like name Abandon Hope. I guess then they would mill themselves all the way. No, so yeah, they need Angel's Grace and then the other combo piece. It was like, if... Yeah, I'm not dead yet. I should just hold this. Pretty sure I should just hold this. This bolt's not doing anything else. Let's save the mana now. Ooh, Kolaghan's Command's nice. That's gonna kill Prism. Plan here is to just cast the Kolaghan's Command. They still don't have the ability to combo yet. And that was the new card, so we still have full info. I think I want them to discard a card to make future Liliana's better. Killing an artifact doesn't really do a whole lot. They have all of the mana they could want anyway, so maybe I just 2 to them, have them discard. So now I have the option of killing in 2 turns with Raging Ravine. Is it worth it? We know the hand of City of Brass and Oracle. It's probably just extra safe to Thoughtseize the Oracle. And deploy Ren in 6. So now what I don't want to see is Unlife, because that opens up the possibility of the Ad Nauseum being a good draw. Liliana's good. This means if they've drawn Angel's Grace, now Ad Nauseum no longer works. And they scoop. There is a world where Bob puts me in danger, but I have the run in 6 to ping it off. Gonna board pretty similarly to last match. And then still hope they don't have Leyline. I think this hand's too slow. No clock, no turn 1 disruption. Pretty similar issue. I've got turn 1 disruption, but no guarantee to even have a clock. If I draw a land, then this hand's pretty strong. But even if that happens, my clock isn't very good as a follow-up, so I'll have time to reassemble. And they could have a Leyline too. All right, I'm gonna make sure I can cast Liliana. Looks like they might have it. Oh no, they just also mulligan that are deciding. No, they didn't mulligan. Yeah, they've got the Leyline. Alright, so Liliana's good against the Leyline plan. No prism, please. Cool. So I think I'll fetch Swamp just to get a land out of the deck. Get my artifact interaction down. Not exactly an ideal clock, but I mean it does something. They did put a card on top. Alright, let's just take another land out of the deck and get an Overgrown Tomb. Binning and Angel's Grace, wow. So I'm gonna have to hope this turn 3 Liliana is just fast enough. They can kill me now though, if they've got it. I mean, I'm gonna Kolaghan's Command this Lotus Bloom. I can even attack to finish off the Oracle. It's also just like a fine bluff attack. I think I want to keep the 2/2 in play. And this K command's not doing much better than killing this Lotus Bloom. So I'll just use the Kolaghan's Command to do it and save the 2/2. If this works, I feel pretty good. Alright. Veil is a card they can have. Yep. Not really worried about them attacking Liliana for one. An emblem is not really a factor anyway. Second Liliana is actually pretty powerful. I can get them down to 1 card in hand. Definitely can use this Crater Maker to pop the Lotus Bloom now. But I can bluff attack again first. Definitely going to keep the second Liliana in hand because I may want it to be able to snipe another card out of the opponent's hand. They made blue, so they're not comboing. Alright, there's Unlife. That's pretty scary, but they don't have the mana to cast Ad Nauseum. And they're going to be hell-bent after this turn. Alright, Inquisition doesn't do anything. Keep this one, plus this one. Return. Stomping Ground. Play it. Go. Alright, so I do have a clock in Raging Ravine. But they can just add nods at any point and kill me. Top and bottom. They need to hit lands first. Damping Sphere is good. Makes me want to take the turn off of Ravining. There goes another ley line. So yeah, they're just digging for lands at this point. I guess those are fine too. And again, emblem means nothing. Okay. That was a good play by them. Did they Stone Rain themselves? Did not think of that, but I think we're still okay. That doesn't do anything either. We got a pretty funky game going. Just want to take the lands out of my deck at this point. That's a good one to draw with the Wrenn and 6. Goyf's good. Hey, we did it. So a bit of a blunder with the turn where the opponent used the Echoing Truths. I wanted to not have to discard the land. But the lands really didn't matter for me at that point. It was just extraneous. So I guess in the corner case where they have an unsummon, like they did, it was a little frivolous just doing it as I did. Because I mean, they had the Unlife. They just needed to dig for lands and then hit the ad nos. cannot turn 2 Renin 6, but we've got double disruption into Tarmogoyf. It's probably going to be good. I could have fetched Shocked to have the option to play Renin 6 on turn 2. But if the opponent's doing something like this, I'd be pretty glad I didn't. Alright, as long as we can hit land drops, I'll feel really good about this. So there's not yet an instant in the yard, but their prowess triggers would just kill me. I'll take. We're just gonna do a bunch of stuff. Lands? Not a land. So I kind of have to block now. Cause I do kind of just die, right? They can cast 4 spells, and one's a mutagenic growth. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 damage if they want to sack a bunch of mountains. But how many spells do they have to cast just to trade with the Goyf? Mutagenic growth doesn't kill. They'd have to cast a lava dart. Feels bad, but I think I'm blocking. Because any spell means I'm dead to the prowess. And this at least makes them use some of their stuff now. So if I draw removal next turn, it should be really good for me. Okay. Am I just dead? Well, I was definitely dead if they didn't mutagenic growth. Oh, I'm just dead. Battle Rage was the nuts. Yeah, Battle Rage was the nuts. Turn 3 kill. A lot of my removal is awkward because it does 2 damage and a single prowess trigger is enough to save stuff off of that. Damping Sphere can definitely stop a lot of the storm-esque draws. Maybe makes sure that they only get 1 or 2 prowess triggers in combat. Gonna take out the expensive spells that do 2 damage. On the play, Thoughtseize is probably good enough because I can nab a creature if they've got a 1 creature draw. Yeah, I just don't think running 6 does enough. It's a combo with brutality, but don't think that's going to be powerful enough. Sounds great. The only thing that could be better is the Blackleaf Cliffs instead of a Blood Crypt. What you got? No creatures and 1 land. 2 Flame Slashes. I'll just take the 1 mana redraw. That might just buy me enough time. Liliana's pretty excellent. I think it's going to save me more life than lose me more life if I just wait. Just cast a Seal of Fire. Casting Seal of Fire now means that if I draw a land next turn, I can Liliana and have a removal spell still available while plussing Liliana. That seems pretty valuable. I still have the option to bolt with the Stomping Ground if I really want to. Yeah, if I were the opponent, I probably would have mulliganed. Although it's tough to mulligan a threat light deck versus Jund. Would really love to see a land here. Well, it's not a land, but it's the next best thing. I'll probably just sack this end step to get the card. Because I really want to hit the lands to get the Liliana going. But my hand feels pretty unbeatable at the moment. Yeah, this is only going to clear Lava Dart, which isn't ideal. But I really want to hit those lands. Sweet. We've got a pretty full hand, so the Liliana is not great for me right now. Keep the thing that will kill something through a bunch of Prowess triggers. Alright, they drew a land and still don't have a threat. I guess if this was the plan, they should have done a pre-combat, because what if they draw Swift Spear? More bolts. Discard a mountain. I'm even insulated versus Blood Moon. Because I can float mana in response and then just decay it. What I need is a Tarmogoyf. Really? Thoughtseize is a good one. I should plus first till they discard without having the information that they're about to get Thoughtseized. Yeah. I brought in 3 flame slashes. That's kind of interesting. An ultimate on Liliana is just a Stone Rain, which I don't think is going to be good enough. I'll keep these for hopefully when they eventually get out of removal. Don't think that's likely to happen very soon. This game is way too close for them doing actual nothing. Tarmogoyf. Ayo. Like, they can double flame slash it, but that seems good for me. Now they have to bolt and flame slash it. No enchantment in the graveyard yet, so I can make this a 6/7 at a moment's notice. Doubt they're gonna sack a bunch of lava darts to kill this ooze. Sack mountains for lava darts is what I meant to say. So if they're gonna cast Bedlam Reveler, they already can. They have no creatures in the yard, so I guess I'm going after my own. I'm gonna start attacking, so I might as well get in for the maximum. Okay. That's just gonna get edicted pretty much immediately. Wow, that's aggressive. Come on, deck. Tarmogoyf. And they could have mutagenic growth, so I'm not going to pop the seal until after combat. Could even just wait to do it on my turn to see what I draw. I mean, if I'm committing to edicting them anyway, then I don't even need to cast the seal use the Seal of Fire. Although I do want to keep working on their hand. Yeah, let's just seal this and see what happens. Like, if they mutagenic, I'm fine with that. If they lava dart, I'm fine with that. Sure. Ooh, that's a good one. Finally drew Aluris, and it's good. Now I think we're locked. Finally. Only took 13 turns. I think I want to keep it pretty similar. Still gonna be careful of Blood Moon. Yeah? No Cabal Therapy, please. Alright, so they could have mutagenic growth, so I should definitely be bolting it on my turn. That was good. But I still think I want to try to kill this thing now. And then just hope they don't have a mutagenic. Alright. That's a mutagenic that's not being used to attack me. So that like kinda gains me 3. What I don't want to see now is light up the stage. No multi for ones, please. Okay. Oh, it just pops it out. Well, 2 lands, that's ideal. Alright, so now I can make sure that this thing dies by going Inquisition first. I can save a life by getting basic Swamp. But then if I want to cast a green spell next turn, I'm losing a life. I mean, I'm not guaranteed to win. I should probably just try to gain the life. So I'll Inquisition first. Getting basic Swamp. Just 2 bolts. Jeez. Get rid of this now so they can't draw mutagenic growth. Ooh, Liliana was excellent. And I guess I'll just discard a Peatland now. I could have played Peatland and cast Liliana off of that. But it's unlikely I'm going to have time to sack it. And plus, tapping Peatland for mana one more time makes me lose just as much life as if I would have played the Tomb. Alright, I'm finally going to get to see if Weather the Storm is good. Well, that Liliana was good, that's for sure. Tarmogoyf. So Weather the Storm is a gain 9 here. Alright, it's a gain a lot more than 9, but they'll still have a creature in play. I mean, they're hellbent. We've got no lava darts. Awesome. Right? No lava darts? Correct. Alright, now we need to dodge Bedlam Reveler. That's how I really lose. Please, no Bedlam Reveler. Okay. Alright, I've got mana advantage, but they've got board advantage. It's a good one. Don't have anything to cast off of it, though. They've used a lot of removal already. Jeez, there's the Reveler. Even prioritizing not using a Flame Slash. Yikes. Alright, I'm behind. Not great. At least this will minimize how much prowess they can get in a single turn. I'm gonna need a Blood Braid, but even Blood Braid doesn't do much now because I have a Damping Sphere in play. Yikes. Stompalurus, that's rude. Need something good. So I'm dead in 2 turns. So yeah, this Weather the Storm was gain 12, but it wasn't good enough. Like, I wish it was just a creature that was in play. I'm just dead, right? 3, 4, 5. I'm not dead. They need any spell. And then I could never target the Bone Crusher again. Yeah, I'm just dead. Disappointing. And that's the power of the Reveler. Crap. Alright, I'll be back in about 20 seconds. Yeah, I think Mono Red's probably a pretty close matchup. Like, on paper, I would think Jund is favored. But every time I've played it, it's been really close. Amulet Titan, huh? I've got the decay for the amulet. So I guess I'll just have to hope that they don't have a really good turn with the amulet this turn. Well, they had a really good turn with the amulet this turn. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of this amulet now. Ren and 6 can take care of the Tri-Builder pretty easily. But I mean, they're one land away. They're one mana source away from Titaning. Like, if they got Castle Garenbrig Titan, they do just have it. Inquisition's a pretty okay draw. That makes me want to cast Tarmogoyf now. If their Titan is a Summoner's Pact, then this will be good. It's just more Dryads. Alright, well, Tarmogoyf's huge. Alright, so they cast the other Dryad. So no guarantee this Thoughtseize hits anything, but if it does hit something, it's going to be really good. And everything they draw is going to be a top deck anyway, so I might as well just cast it. See what I can tag. And then I can Bloodbraid after. Should have fetched so I had value to get. That's my mistake. Liliana would be good. Ooze is fine too. So if I attack with Goyf, they can triple block. And then I could do 1 to the Azusa and ping it off with the Ren. So I should probably attack. Like, but that makes their attack really good. So yeah, I shouldn't attack. Alright, and then not get my value because I made a misstep. I mean, they're at 5 mana. They're not at top deck Titan kill you yet. Bolt is nice, though. So I can combo a Bolt with the Ren and 6 minus to kill a Dryad and make my attacks better. Which I think I want to do. And I think I should hold back 1 more turn. Because if I attack with the Ooze and threaten to make it big, they get to kind of chop down my Ren and 6. Wow. Alright, well, I'm doing this now then. That was a pretty insane draw. That effectively kills my biggest creature, but I can replace it with another big creature. And I guess I should just go for the max sizing right now. I'm not going to be able to get back the land with the Ren and 6, but they can time it such that I can't do it anyway. Yikes. Well, I can Ren and 6 minus on Azusa, then cast second Ren and 6 minus on Azusa. That'll add 2 types to the yard. And clear away for some attacks. Can't attack with Ravine then, but that's probably okay. And the next turn, even if I brick, I'll have an attack with the Bloodbreed, because I can finish off the Dryad with the Ren and 6. Then I also plan on attacking with Ravine at some point. So there's still no good attack with Tarmogoyf, but they are going to be forced to chump. So there actually is a good attack with Tarmogoyf, so I should not eat. Because they're gonna have to throw their thing in front of the Use or die. It doesn't matter if the Ravine is able to connect as well. And I can activate Ravine even through the Inquisition. So I'll just lead with it. See if I've got him dead. Cool. Alright, so playing against Amulet. Ashiok's going to be great. Damping Sphere is going to be great. Same with Pillage. Crater Maker can kill Azusa and the Amulet. So that seems good. Brutality kills Azusa, Tribe Elder, and takes Pacts from the hand, but on the draw it seems a little too slow because they'll already get their turn with the Zusa, and they're already going to get their turn with the Tri-Builder. Loris feels a little too slow. It doesn't really recur a whole lot of good stuff other than the Crater Maker. It does some cute stuff with Ashiok. Like I can mill myself to like dig for Crater Maker and dig for Damping Sphere and then recast it with Loris. But that seems like a lot of combo pieces, and I'm not a combo deck. I like running 6 to kill the Tribe Scouts and get me the lands, but not a whole lot else. Ooze seems kind of slow. They're not playing Uro that we know of. K-Command is a little slow on the draw. I'll cut 1. Its best use is going to be blowing up the artifacts, but we brought in other ways to do that. So I'm thinking about one more cut. Probably just a Lightning Bolt. You know, let's make it a Lightning Bolt. Fatal Push can kill the Dryads with Revolt. I want the enchantment to keep the Glyphs large, so I'm gonna choose the type, the creature type, over choose the Tarmogoyf spell type over the 1 point of damage. This hand's excellent. Bloodbraid's going to be a little awkward with the Damping Sphere, but I may choose to cast it on turn 4 anyway, just to up the clock. Ooh, Critter Maker. It's a good one. Hopefully we hit something. Alright, we do. Just double Dryad. Ooh, that means I get the Dryad. Alright, so they have a forest. Pretty sure I should just get this Damping Sphere down now. The following turn I can Crater Maker and blow up Amulet. Or I could decay the Amulet now. It's probably still better to just cast the Damping Sphere because it's kind of a Stone Rain anyway. And I have the decay for the Amulet. The Amulet won't actually produce any mana, so I may want to end up just decaying the Dryad at some point. So they do get to tap this for colors anyway. It doesn't, because it's every land type in addition to being a bounce lands. Inquisition's a fine draw. We don't know that it's gonna hit anything. And additionally, it's going to be awkward casting multiple spells into our own Damping Sphere. I think I want to just decay this Dryad. They could have Veil of Summer, so I should do it on their turn. Although Glyph is just big right now. It's probably a good idea to get the clock going. Excuse me. Ooh, Field of the Dead. Alright, so that's going to be problematic at some point. I'm going to have to find a Molten Rain to deal with that. Not Molten Rain, Pillage. Well, they've got their own enchantment already. I think what I want to do is just really put the pressure down This adds instant to yard, makes it a 5-turn clock. It might put them enough on the back foot with their Field of the Dead that they have to continuously block. And to note, it's actually kind of awkward that this Sealifier is a Sealifier, not a Bolt, because it doesn't actually add anything for the card types, because they've already got enchantment, and I can't Bolt them on their turn. So that's a little interesting. Interesting that they're not playing their Vesuva when they've got Field of the Dead in play. Alright, now it just like doesn't matter. This does not add sorcery, it does not add lands. I'll attack without them having the information. Blowing up Amulet just straight doesn't matter as long as I have Damping Sphere. Oh, I guess they were hoping to just play them. They can just play them both in the same turn anyway, so they were holding it. That would have gotten them 2 zombies if we hadn't pillaged there, so that's a pretty timely draw. Again, we know the hand is still Vesuva. Does this keep the name or does it take the name? It takes the name. Right, and it just doesn't matter about killing this Amulet right now. So this should mean they're just dead. We have Bloodbraid for some haste damage. Liliana is fancier. So yeah, interesting to note that Bolt would have actually been better there for me. Stomping Ground tapped. Not entirely sure what that means. Could be red-green, it could be Titan. This hand is okay versus red-green. Interesting. So I'm going to need a double black on turn 3, and I'm going to want green by next turn. Doubt they're a Blood Moon deck. So this is getting red, black right now, and this will get Overgrown Tomb. So this is a Blood Crypt. Say yes. Bolt that. Not sure what Incubation Druid means. Alright, then this can get Stomping Ground. Maybe there's some kind of combo associated with the Druid. I can decay theirs. Gonna really want to, especially considering I've got Lurrus. And Thoughtseize is a good draw. Get to see what's going. Ooh. Oh, so it's Gruul just beat down deck. Let's take a Questing Beast. Gonna have to worry about the Chandra Awakened Inferno, but I may be able to just K-command them to have them discard it. The Spellbreaker is gonna have haste and hexproof on their turn, so no real point in trying to decay that one. It's gonna give it a counter, huh? Alright, well now I get to eat two things. There goes the Verdant too. I can get Lurrus down. Probably should, which means I'm only eating one thing and not attacking, but that's okay. Don't want to get second Swamp here. I can just get Forest, yeah? Seems good. Go. Elf is actually annoying because they can insulate against discarding a card from Kolaghan's command and be able to cast Chandra next turn off of a land. If I really want to prevent it, which I think I do, I may consider just Kolaghan's commanding now to kill the elf and have him discard a card. Then leaving up max green for the Scavenging Ooze. Alright, so their one card is a Chandra, and they can't cast it yet. They go land, land, they can Chandra. But that would at least mean that they're not doing anything this turn. So it's -3 as it deals 3 damage to each non-elemental creature. It can -X to deal X to target creature or planeswalker. So it would probably just deal 5 to my Ooze. Lurrus can recast it. And it's -3 is a flame sweep to each non-elemental, so Goyf does live through that. You know, I think I should attack with the Lurrus, because if they block it, I can eat it, and then they have to full -X their Chandra in order to kill the Ooze. This attack actually feels pretty good. Yeah, so this is good for me. So now I can Tarmogoyf. And then if they minus to kill my Scavenging Ooze, I'll just eat the Lurrus. Ooh, Glorybringer's good. Doesn't actually kill anything. They need to block both of my things or they die. Or I guess they only need to block one. But yeah, this puts them in chump block mode. I guess I can eat one of their lands for free. Alright, well I know that doesn't do anything. I can't add sorcery to the yard, so I'll just attack. Alright, and they must chump, or they die. Alright, and then there's not really a point in playing this Lurrus, because they can just exert the Glorybringer and kill it. Although, playing Lurrus means that if they Chandra, they can't just like kill a Tarmogoyf and leave back a Glorybringer to survive for a turn. I'm not super confident this is correct, but I think I should play it for the reason of I know they've got Chandra. If they land, they can't just like -5 a Chandra, kill the Tarmogoyf, and then have a turn to draw something else. This puts them dead through a Chandra activation. Sweet. Alright, so red-green Stompy, that's pretty interesting. Haven't seen it with the Incubation Druid before. Plague Engineer's probably fine for killing elves, and I'm assuming they're playing Seasoned Pyromancer, so we can name Elemental. We also saw Questing Beast. It's possible Pillage is good just to take him off of a land. But that's only going to be good if we can get a 2-drop down beforehand to use it as a tempo play. Like if we just Pillage on turn 3 without any threat in play, it doesn't actually do a whole lot. And they have lots of beefy creatures on turn 3 anyway. So Pillage doesn't seem like it's going to do a whole lot. It's possible Spellbomb's good. Because again, they might have Seasoned Pyromancer, and we know they've got Ooze, so it could be at least a little good. It's another thing to recur with Lurrus. Kolaghan's Command seems like one of the weaker removal spells for sure. Don't think I can cut Liliana's. That's one of my better removal spells for all the thick creatures. On the draw, I think I'm going to cut the Bob versus the aggro deck. On the play, it might be different. Honestly, I'm probably just going to cut another K command. You know what? Let's do a red and 6. Oh, but maybe no, because they have a bunch of X ones. It's pretty close. I'm going to cut a red and 6 because it's on the draw. On the play, I'm definitely bringing back that red and 6. Yeah, that sounds good. Didn't see a Blood Moon, but this hand's insulated versus it, assuming it's in there somewhere. Alright, well I've got the bolt for that, so that's fortunate. Another one. Oh wow, they kept a 1-lander. We drew a Fatal Push. Maybe they have the the combo with Arbor Elf and the enchantment, the Utopia Sprawl. Alright, they're giving us lots of time. Alright, I'm not really afraid of the Blood Moon now. It is still a way I lose. But I have ways to get it. Like, I'll get Forest with this one and have Swamp for this one. Stomping Ground. No. Ooh, Thoughtseize is good. Although I think I just want to get the Lurrus down because it's a means of pressure and I can start looping a Spell Bomb. I think I want to Thoughtseize before plussing Liliana. Because if they've got Bailoff, I want to know about it. And this way, next turn, I can play Spell Bomb and Thoughtseize and crack a Spell Bomb and replay Spell Bomb. They could have Veil of Summer. They don't. They have a Thrun, 2 Bone Crushers. Jeez, their hand is loaded. So what does this do again? It just can't be countered in Hexproof. I've got a Liliana to Edict it. Bone Crusher is probably the most annoying. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to take their means of interacting early. Alright, so... Stomp's not actually a card, just Bone Crusher is. Alright, so let's play a land. Play a Nile Spellbomb. Sacrifice it, targeting you. Pay the black. Exile your stuff. Sacrifice this. And I can get Forest with this, so I'll just get another Swamp. Cast a Spell Bomb. Attack for 3. Alright, and if they brick on land, we're just going to run away with it. They bricked on land. Is Seal of Fire more interesting as something to loop? Don't think it is. I think I want to just continue getting extra cards. So let's Spellbomb first. Alright, more land's not great. Let's get our Forest now. Cast this Spellbomb. Cast this Liliana. And then in the event they've got Bailoff as a fresh card, I'll attack first. Bloodbraid. Glyph's fine. See if I can make Glyph any bigger. There goes a Glory Bringer. I think I want to get the damage in now as opposed to the extra card. Alright, so I'm assuming Lurrus is getting stomped, but then we just have them dead to adding enchantment and artifact. Yep, we win. Alright, so the opponent kept a real greedy one. And we came out of the league with a 4-1. Sick. Alright, so let's do the wrap-up. We played against Ad Nauseum twice. That matchup is just characteristically good, and the matchup showed it. And we did the typical Jund thing, and just disrupted them to oblivion, and then stuck a fast clock. Nothing much to say about that. Round 3, I think, was the most interesting one, where we played against Mono Red Prowess. There were two of the 3 games. There were 2 games where each player did pretty much nothing until one player just drew really well a couple of turns back to back. I feel like we probably should have won that match, but the opponent hit Bedlam Reveler in game 3. Match 4. What did we play against match 4? Don't even remember. We won. We played at match 4. In match 5 against Gruul, we had the first game, which I think was just played pretty well. The opponent kind of got an amalgamation of just a bunch of good red-green creatures, and we just had the removal for all of them. And Tarmogoyf and Scavenging Ooze kind of just outclassed their stuff at every point of the game. As an overall comment on how I've built the deck, in this particular league, Quad K-Command didn't really shine because we didn't really play against anything where the 2 damage mode is particularly relevant. And I feel like the best modes on K-Command this league were discard a card and destroy an artifact, which are obviously which are arguably 2 of the less useful modes, at least as your average match would go. Because like the average deck doesn't necessarily have artifacts, and the average deck doesn't necessarily have loads of stuff that 2 damage kills. But I mean, I was always kind of happy to have the K commands. I never really, like, despite them not being insane in any single match that we played, I was never unhappy to see a K command. And maybe that's a signal that K command is just that good, where whenever it was not good, it was still just fine. And then when it's good, it's insane. So I think I'm going to continue playing the 4 Kolaghan's commands until something crazy happens. I did finally get to see the power of Lurrus. Lurrus did do a bunch of looping in a few places where it was good. I didn't loop anything meaningful versus the combo decks, although I guess that's what Bobble's for, where the meaningful thing is just drawing more cards and finding more disruption. So a way to make Lurrus better would definitely just be to play more Bobbles. But for now, I like how it's built. I liked the 1 Seal of Fire. Because even without playing Lurrus, the Seal of Fire has some interesting play with going turn 1 Seal of Fire and then playing like Renin 6 on 2 or even Liliana on 3 and then not having to hold up removal. So you could plus your Planeswalker in the same turn that you kill something, so that's pretty sweet. But yeah, I really like how my main deck is constructed right now. Moving to comments on the sideboard, I think I've confirmed my personal suspicion that Weather the Storm just really isn't that good. I had a really, really ideal scenario where I cast it onto an empty board in match 3 versus Mono Red Prowess. I was at like 12. I stormed it for 4, including itself. So I went up to like 23 versus an opponent with only a 1/2 in play, and I just lost by a lot. Granted, I didn't draw very well after I drew the Weather the Storm, and the opponent did, so maybe that's kind of slanting my my experience with it. But it just did not feel that great. Like, I gained 12 off of it in a damage race, and I still wasn't close to winning. I honestly don't see where this card is super good, except for if exactly your opponent is trying to Grape Shot you, and like, you just negate the Grape Shot, basically. But like, even when you're playing against things like Storm, I think the experienced Storm player will board out the Grape Shot plan and just go for the Empty the Warrens plan, and then the Empty the Warrens will just kill you through the Weather the Storm by attacking twice. And like, the hate that you have to fight the goblins in that scenario is stuff like Plague Engineer. So I just don't think this Weather the Storm is worth the slot. I don't like it. Again, I'm still in the process of testing it, so I'll probably run it for one more league. But it hasn't impressed me, and even when I was good, I just still didn't win by a lot. The rest of the sideboard I liked. The Crater Maker has surprisingly impressed me. It's impressed me even without playing Lurrus alongside it. I never recurred the Crater Maker, but it's still been just fine as a way to kill an artifact and kill an Eldrazi. Haven't killed an Eldrazi yet, not in this league either, but I imagine it's quite good. And furthermore, it's another thing to just bring in against the aggro decks like Burn, was it'll kill one of their threats, and it's probably better than just a random top end card. Like, K-Command's kind of slow and it doesn't block, whereas Crater Maker does. Like, if I'm boarding against Burn, like, I want to take out Thoughtseizes, I want to take out Bob, and I want to take out the Renin 6s, because Renin 6 doesn't really do anything. That's 6 cards I want to take out. And as far as what I want to bring in right now, it's just, like, 3 Brutality and the Weather the Storm. And then between all of the other cards in the deck that I want to bring in, it's, like, kind of just Crater Maker. So, yeah, I mean, Crater Maker just kind of slots in lots of places I was not expecting. It just is generically better than a lot of the cards in the main deck, matchup dependent. So I've been pretty surprised with it, and I'm definitely interested in continuing to test it. So that'll be what happens in the next installment of Jund Leagues. So until then, I hope you liked the content. If you'd like to see more content like this, feel free to like and subscribe, and get those notifications on so you know when another Jund League goes live. Until next time, see ya.